And we are live.
Awesome.
We're live. Hello, everyone.
Let me
Oh, no
log
one's
in.
here.
Hi, everyone. Let me
No.
log in so I can see too.
Yeah, we don't have anyone in the chat yet. Oh, there it goes. You got first, babe. Super Saiyan in the building.
All
Um,
right.
let's just hang out for a minute. It seems like we got a few silent viewers real quick.
Uh-huh.
Y'all being shy out there. Y'all don't want to speak this afternoon, early afternoon. Mm-hmm. Hope y'all having a lovely weekend. How about you, Gigi? How's your weekend going?
Yeah, it's been cold here.
It's
Look, today has been cold.
yeah.
The wind has been blowing
So the
pretty
reaper they have
hard.
you doing?
Wind has been blowing pretty hard, and it has just been cold here today. And we were outside doing some things in the yard, and I was just like, babe, I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna have to leave you today. So
I know how you feel. Let me share this out real quick, and then we'll get started. So the Reap is in the building. How you doing? How's your weekend going? I
hey,
appreciate you being here.
I
Um,
got to read.
y'all just bear with me. Give me 2 ticks, like Liz says, 2 ticks. 2 ticks. Let me share this
Let me share it out too.
in a spot that I forgot to drop it. And then we're gonna get started. If you have any comments, specific comments for our lovely guest Gigi, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Let me see. Let's go ahead and get a roll call. I'd like to know where you guys are at, which zones you're in, what you planning on growing, what seeds have you dropped already. Um, yeah, let me know what's going on in your garden and where you at. While I wrap this thing up real quick. Next group, boom, boom. We share it
There.
out. So we got Gardner and Eden. Hey, how you doing, lovely lady? I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Unicorn Lady Tex in the building. Hello, all from Zone 8A, North Texas. North Texas. So, how far North Texas are you? Because I know you go far enough in Texas North, you'll get snow. Zone 7B, Denver. Too early for my area. Hey, maybe you want to invest in I don't know if you have do you have a greenhouse, Garden Eden? I'm not sure if I remember if you have a greenhouse or not. But a greenhouse in 5B, 5A get a lot done. Like I said, that guy, my guy Paul from Guten Gardening, he pulls off some magnificent things up there in 5A. Broke, my cousin. What's up, cuz? How you doing? the
Hey,
funny
Broke
reading
Farmer.
the funny reading club vids. Hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you here before. Thank you for being here. Um,
The Fun Reading Club is one of my followers.
right. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Welcome. Welcome. Unicorn Lady, 30 minutes south. Okay. Of Oakland. That's what you mean. Okay. All right, cool. No greenhouse, but some 6 mil plastic. I'm ready. Hey, that's 6 mil to get it done. I got 6 mil on my little hoop house out there. I think it's 6 mil.
Mm.
6 mil or 4 mil. I'd have to look at the receipt.
I think you said 4 mil, I believe.
Did I say four? Because you asked me,
Yeah, because
didn't
I
you?
because I was asking, what it was because I was looking to get some,
Right.
and I think you said 4 mil. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you asked me, I went and I looked to see what my purchase was, so I
Oh.
could verify which one
Okay.
it was. Then it was 4 mil. It was 4 mil
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
Nick Thomas in the building. What's up, Nick?
Hey, Nick
Man,
Thomas.
hey, Nick came out of nowhere just dropping videos, didn't he? Nick disappeared on us. He found his real family, disappeared, left us out to dry. Then came back out of nowhere, dropping bombs and bangers day after day, week after week. That's what I'm talking about, Nick. Come back strong, Nick. That comeback game is strong. Eco Neighbors in the building. What's going on, brother? Erica Taylor.
Neighbor.
Hey, Erica. How you doing? Gardner 99. How you doing?
Hey. Hi,
New
guys.
Orleans Zone 9. That's a good zone. Cam, my man Cam, what's going on? Elevated Lawnscapes.
Okay. My light is back.
Hey, Nazi. How you doing? Sue, hey Sue, how you
Hi,
doing?
Suzette.
Sue.
Elevated Lawnscapes. Hi.
Right. So we got a few in the building. got some activity in the chat. We'll go ahead and get this started. Don't want to keep you guys all day on this. I don't know if you're having a beautiful Saturday or not. If you are, I don't want to keep you too long. If you're not, then hopefully we could be a little distraction and worthwhile for a little while for you today. So without further ado, I bring you Gigi Naturals. We all know her, Gigi Naturals Homestead. If you didn't know her, go ahead and go in the description of this video. The link's there. You can go and give her a nice subscription, a like, drop something nice in the comments for her. But the zone, you're in Florida, right? Northern Florida,
Yes.
Gigi? Okay.
The northernmost part of Florida, zone 8A, Tallahassee, Florida.
Mm-hmm. What happened? Something happened. Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay. All right. So I'm sorry, say that again. Your zone, I got distracted.
Zone 8A, Tallahassee.
Zone 8A, North Florida.
Yep.
So you North Florida.
North. They
Okay,
call us
8A.
Lower Georgia, but you know, we crossed the line.
Right. Tallahassee. Yeah, they already over there representing. What's going on?
Oh, who's in the 850? Who is that? Let's see.
85. Yeah, no, that's your girl. Hey, Beauty in the Garden. How you doing?
Brandon Davis. Okay, FSU.
Oh, the Fun Reading Club is. Yeah, so Gigi is here today, guys. This is another wonderful gardener whose content I have been enjoying throughout the season, whose channel I've been able to learn a few tricks and trades from. As you guys know, I am a relatively brand spanking new gardener. I won't be able to say that here when I start dropping seeds again, because now this is my second year. So I guess technically I can't even say it anymore. I am a 1 year going on second year gardener. So I'm still relatively new to the game. I have digested a lot of material, a lot of information, a lot of good practices, a lot of bad practices, because sometimes you learn more from your failures, I think, for me, than you do from your easy wins, which is something that Gigi and I kind of discussed. But with that, I like watching gardeners that have experience, because that's one thing you cannot find in the books. You know, the books will tell you to do this at this time, this way, and it should work. And then when it doesn't work, it's usually the lack of experience that gets in the way. Oh, B Davis is in the house. What's going on, B Davis? Thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate you. So that's usually what the takeaway is for me when I'm watching these other channels that they have experience. Because I mean, just to be quite honest with you, like I said, you can read all the books in the world, but if you don't have the experience, you're still going to be lacking on some accord. I think, you know, and I'm still living that today to prove it right or wrong. So Gigi specifically, I caught my eye with well, I had already been watching her, but there was this one particular video that she did. I think it blew a lot of people's mind. It was this ginger shampoo video when she goes up to the ginger pine cone lilies, guys, and she just like squeezing them, and all the juice is just like flowing out them. And I said, ooh, I want one of those. And then she was like, I'm gonna send it to you. And I said, what? Okay, cool. And she sent it to me, and I have it. It's alive. It's back there. It's not doing much. It's very dormant. I don't think it's going to do much more just because of the temperature in the house. I think it knows that it's in the house, and when it warms up outside and I take it outside, I feel pretty confident she's going to come back alive, because the rhizome is still doing good down there. It's actually throwing out some roots. It's just not really doing anything else. So I'm leaving it alone. I'm leaving it alone. I'm happy with it. It's happy the way it is. Sometimes that's the way it goes, guys. You just gotta leave the stuff alone and wait until the temperature and the conditions are right. So outside of that, I wouldn't restrict Gigi to just that. Gigi, she business owner, has had multiple businesses. She makes a lot of products for her home, for friends, for family. And along the way, the pandemic changed how she lived her life, how she did business, how she gardened, how she tended to her home as a wife. It changed her life just like it changed everyone else's life. And that's what we're really here to discuss today. How this has impacted her, how she's moved forward, and what the garden means to her. So without further ado, Gigi, please let these people know who you are, where you're from, give them a little background information on them, on yourself. If they're unaware, share what you feel comfortable with sharing. Keep to yourself what you want to keep to yourself.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Hi, guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, I'm here in Tallahassee, Florida, the home of Florida A&M University, the home of Florida State University. We have a couple of more community colleges that are rocking. So I'm here in this melting pot of a city. Tallahassee people are from everywhere, like literally all over the world. So we love it here. We initially called Tallahassee our home back in the 90s when my husband and I first got married. And so we have been here for the majority of that time, and we love it. It's a very beautiful city. And, there's, like I said, there's so many people from just so many different walks of life. And we just absolutely love that. And so I'm here at my home and we are gardening. We were actually out in the garden today, out there building more gardening beds. I'm sure you'll see it on Eco Neighbors page where he was building some more garden beds for me today. Had to bring in a little muscle turf and get somebody else to do some of the hard work.
I knew those beds. So I saw you see those beds in that video Eco just dropped when he was moving that peach tree, don't you?
Okay. I haven't even seen it yet, so yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw, because I was like, those beds look brand new over there.
Yeah,
they're long, like 2x6. It looks like they're
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I saw them. I saw it was 2 of them he threw in.
Actually, I think he's working on the third one now. So yeah, he threw in 2 earlier, and then I think he's working on 1 more now. And so yeah, we went out today and went to the big box store to buy some seeds and some more soil so that we can do some stuff around here and kind of get ready to start planning for the spring season. So yeah, we're pretty excited. We're always excited at this time of the year because we're able to get out there and start getting some seeds and then start getting them up and moving. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you pay attention to that video where Eco is transplanting that peach tree, you'll get a little sneak peek of those brand new beds. You got to pay attention though when he's moving. I think when he grabs the rainwater and takes it over to water in the brand new peach tree he just slipped in the ground. That's when you get a shot of those brand new beds. We had a lot of people slip in just now. BJ's reading garden. Awesome. BJ's reading garden. Hey, how you doing? I like that. Let me what do? You sit in the garden and do you read? Like that would be actually sounds pretty interesting. I wonder what you're reading. Oh, I bet it's like
that's one of mine too.
Do they read poetry? What do they do in their garden? Watching from Australia. Wow. Hey, no, that was terrible. My bad. Gubekis, I think I'm saying it. Gubekis lawn mowing and rubbish removal. I hopefully I didn't jack that up too much. Welcome from my Aussie, my first Aussie in the building. I appreciate you being here. But what do they read? What do they read in their garden?
So she is reading to, she does intergenerational storytelling. So from young kids, which is what she's been working with for, probably a good 30 years now. So she was a child care director. And so, and also a storyteller. So she reads to mostly young kids, but she also does, before the pandemic happened, I would see her doing nursing homes and that type of thing too. So
that's really cool. So this is a channel that you could possibly throw on for the kids. It's something educational and healthy for them to watch while you try to get a couple things done around the kitchen, possibly.
Yeah, and she's relatively new to YouTube, so I'm sure she's got a lot of stuff getting ready to kind of drop for the youngsters since they're at home.
Okay, we're gonna come check you out, BJ. We're gonna come check you out. Lovely ladies, gardening projects, and more. Welcome to the chat. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Renee's Garden. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being here. To Farmer Q, Lioncrest Outdoors projects and more, gardening projects and more.
Hey guys.
Thank you for being here, brother. Pitts. Hey, Tina and Mr. P. Hey, how y'all doing? Mr. P, you popped in that chat the other day too, and I knew I saw your name, but I never even acknowledged you. If you're watching, I appreciate you being there, and if you're here today, I appreciate you today as well. TT's Urban Pantry. Hey, says thanks for being here.
Hello, hello.
I think we got everybody. Best Yet Journey. Hey, how you doing? Okay. All right.
Hey, Best Yet.
We're caught up. So back to you. I'm enjoying a delicious cup of the Honduras dark roast blend. It's probably my favorite blend from the Sage Marie coffee line, as you see in the back right there. That's what I got in this delicious cup today. I needed a little pick-me-up. And it's a little chilly too, so I figured it'd knock out two birds with one stone.
Yeah, that's true.
So, so shifting back to you, Gigi, you said that your channel was way better than Eco's. Explain that.
I said that. I really said that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
So we know that Eco is your husband. We know that you guys have been together for quite a while now, probably long enough to the point where you've actually forgot how long you've been married every once in a while. But tell me what it's like, what it's been like for you. We know that you can we talk a little bit about your business? Is that okay? Where you came from and where you are today? Can we
yeah.
Okay.
We can talk a little bit about that. So where I came from was making natural bath and body products. So our youngest daughter has had significant eczema over the years since she was a little bitty thing. She's 15 years old now. And so she just had struggled for a lot of years during her younger years with trying to find something to just help her skin, and like everything would break her out. You know, she slipped on a pair of one of my gloves, my dishwashing gloves one day, and by the time she took the gloves off, her hands were swollen and irritated, and just, you know, it was just a mess. So she has a number of allergies, some food allergies and some environmental. So it took me to searching, like, what did I need to do to help my child? Because some of the stuff that we were getting from our doctors at the time was just making it worse.
Okay.
Or it would work temporarily, and then, you know, after a couple of weeks, it was back and it was aggressive and all that type of stuff. So that's kind of how I got started into making our own natural products. That's a part also of why I named my channel the way I did. So my business, which I have since closed, it was called Gigi Naturals. And then the homestead part came not because of, you know, the size of our property, but because of the stuff that we do here. So we make everything. Like we make sure that we are working our way towards self-sufficiency. And so we do everything. Like, we have not had to buy soap for years. We have not had to buy body lotions. We don't have to buy, you know, oils, hair products. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that we do on our own. And, you know, it's just a part of our journey towards self-sufficiency. So that's kind of how I got started into that business. And now I'm going in a totally different direction. I just started a new business, life coaching, because that's kind of, you know, my gift, you know, if you want to say that. So that's kind of my gift. And so I am also a grad student, a counseling grad student. So that kind of goes hand in hand with that. And I'm just kind of building a name at this point for myself. And then by the time, you know, I graduate, then people will already know, you know, this is who I am. This is what I do.
It's Gigi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gigi. So Gigi, what does Gigi stand for? Does it
Well,
stand for anything, or is it just GG?
okay,
Or is it
so
like a underlayered hidden joke with your childhood or something? I don't know. Might sound like a
well,
dumb question, but
well, no, it's not, and people ask me that all the time, and it changes. It means different things at different times. It
okay.
kind of depends on what I'm going through in my life. Right now, it means garden goddess.
Garden.
And I don't know if you saw my shirt that had Garden Goddess 2020 in the video where I was talking about the testing, the soil testing kit.
Is it in
So
the
I was
script?
wearing,
It's in the script, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
So,
that.
so that's one of um, the meanings of it initially.
Initially.
This page here, this page here initially was called Girl Gone Natural.
Girl
And
Gone.
so,
Girl Gone. Is that like that movie? That crazy? Y'all seen that crazy movie? Girl Gone. What is it? Girl Gone? Oh no, it's Gone Girl.
you were thinking about Gone Girl, but yeah,
Have you seen
but
that
no,
movie?
no, not like that. So I had a,
That movie was
so as a part of, my journey towards self-sufficiency, having the hair products and such, I was doing my natural hair online, like starting back from like 2010. I was doing my natural hair online, and there were a lot of women who like were doing the same. They didn't understand like how to work with the kinky textures of hair. And I didn't know either because, I had always had some sort of perm or something in my hair at that point. So yeah,
right.
so that's where the channel started. And then I was like dormant for many, many years. And then now when I came back, I was like, well, when I started to garden, I was like, well, I got my business going. Everybody calls me Gigi anyway. So just name it Gigi Naturals Homestead. So that's literally where it came from.
Okay, cool.
And
I
then I
like it.
just change it as time goes. And somebody asked me, and I might say something totally different, but
Right.
it's just,
It evolves.
I
It's ever,
vacillate along
yes.
in life sometimes.
It's ever evolving. We got a few new
Yes.
people in the building real quick. Let's jump over Stinky Puddle Ranch. I knew I saw you in
Hey,
there. Hey,
Stinky
how
Puddle
you
Ranch.
doing? Thanks for being here. I
Hey,
think
Love Notes.
yeah, Love Notes is in here now. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Tony and Dolores from Chulahoma, Mississippi.
Hey, Tony and
CHULA.
Dolores.
Hey man, what's going on, people?
And Ravenel.
The everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. That is a real channel. Just letting y'all
Hey,
know, real
Nikki,
channel.
Nikki.
Nikki was beating me up the other day. Yeah, my fake channel. But thanks for being here, Gigi.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah, you saw she
Yeah.
came for me. And Ravenel, she said she just checked out the video. Okay, and she just put some beds in herself too. Cool, awesome.
Oh,
Aiden's here.
cool, cool.
4th time live this week. My guy, you should do a 24-hour stream one time. No.
Hey,
I do not
Aiden.
want to do that, Aiden. Thanks for being and popping in, Aiden. Everybody appreciates you for sure. It's my little dude, Aiden. Okay, so we got some background on GT's Naturals, what it stood for, what her channel used to be, how it ever revolves, and sometimes it's a good indication of a good gardener, because in the garden you have to be able to a shift. You have to be able to adjust
Mhm.
on the quickness. Whatever's going on, whatever you planned might not be going a certain way, or you possibly been planting in your yard for a while and you have issues and you don't know what's wrong with them. So then you have to find a way to identify those issues, and so you can shift the way that you are gardening on your land. And I think you touched on it. We kind of breezed over it earlier. I want to
Mhm.
take us back there. You were one of the 2 people that won a soil testing kit. I think it was actually 3
Mhm.
that I gave away, but I only gave away 1 in that building, in that video. Now you got your soil test kit, and that was an experience for you. It was kind of
Mhm.
eye opening, wasn't it? And it confirmed some things that you may have thought, and it allowed you to adjust some strategies. Can we talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, yeah. And so that actually was extremely eye-opening. Having, we had to get soil from like seven, I think it was maybe seven different areas in the yard, um, just in a certain square foot, you know. And so um, what I did was, I waited for the results to come back and I started to read down the list of things that were wrong. Like it wasn't like a one thing was off in my yard. It was a real list of things that were hindering, the type of massive growth that I was expecting in this yard.
Right.
And I think it was an important lesson for me too, because I had to stop trying to make the same type of results happen right here that happened in our old house, because I didn't need to do really any fertilizing or anything in the location where we were, and the harvest would be out of this world. So when I discovered all of the things that were wrong in the soil or that were off, it gave me some ammunition to be able to go and say, this is what I'm going to buy. And then one cool thing about the soil kit as well was that when they sent you back your results, they gave you recommendations of the type of fertilizers that you would need in order to bring your soil back. So they gave the, more synthetic fertilizers, for those who like to do that. And then they also gave some of the more natural and derived from natural sources um, fertilizers as well. So you kind of had your choice. So yeah, it put me on a path to what I needed to add in this area. Now, it's important also, and this is why we are building more beds in our area. It's important to know that we live in a multi-level home. And so the sun is on that side rising in the morning, and then it comes around this left side of our home. So our backyard is not getting that early morning sun. And right now, we can see, because it's, roughly 5 o'clock. Now we're getting some sun back here. And we have like, this oak tree is at least 100 years old over here. So it's blocking out a lot of the sun. As the sun moves around this way, the oak tree is like sitting here and it's blocking a lot of the natural sun that would be able to come to our garden.
Right.
So you have to look at, the house blocking the sun in the morning, and then the trees and things blocking the sun in the afternoon. So, when you're gardening, you have to kind of look at everything. You have to do your research on all the components of what gardens need to really be just successful, and give you that great harvest. And so, we knew several years ago that things just grew a lot more slowly here. But we weren't thinking about our shady backyard,
Yeah.
So it's something to consider. Just know kind of when you're getting ready to start um, planting your beds, go out at certain times of the day, go out in the morning, noon, and in the evening to see and make a note of where your sun is, because that's going to be really important to you growing successfully and growing your plants to their full potential.
Right. And I'm gonna second that. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give you some gems that will be in the video later. So if you don't remember this right now, don't worry about it. It is in an upcoming video. But you guys know I preach soil testing, soil testing, soil testing. If you're dropping plants in your ground and you are a brand new gardener, or you are on a brand new property that you know nothing about, soil testing is just good for your health at that point too, because
Mhm.
like we've discussed when I had Eco on the channel, you don't know
Mhm.
what those previous owners did on that land, what they allowed to happen on that land. So a lot of
Yeah.
soil tests from your extension office will include things like lead, things that are poisonous that could actually be pulled through your plants, and you can end up ingesting them and them not making you healthy.
Yeah.
So in addition to knowing what's in your soil, to understand it and at least apply it in different ways. I don't think Gigi went out and got a whole bunch of different products and or
Mhm.
chemicals to throw in her garden bed to fix it. But
No.
what she did was she took the information from the test and understood what her soil was lacking in, and
Mhm.
where and how she could make improvements moving forward. So she's mindful of certain plants' ability. It's like knowing that your soil isn't acidic enough for azaleas. So you're just
Mhm.
not going to grow azaleas. Now, if you did a
Mhm.
test and you discovered your soil was super acidic and you didn't want to do anything to try to change that, then you put a
Mhm.
plant there that likes that condition. So that's kind of
Yeah.
how Gigi's been using her soil test, which I think is just as important if you, even if you're not going to do the amendments, just knowing will save you a lot of heartache and pain for sure. In
Yeah. Yeah.
addition, when she's talking about laying out that, making sure that you have good coverage, the position of the sun. So I'm going to share with you in the video that I do. I have an app. It's not free, but it's probably one of the most helpful apps that I have on my phone. And I think it's called like Sunseeker or something like that. But what
Mhm.
this app does is it allows me to place my location in for where I am currently at, and it shows me the sun pattern for my area where I'm at, my geolocation, and I can see the sun patterns throughout the entire year. And that
Wow.
allows me to plan where I'm going to put plants and kind of predict where and how I'll be moving plants around. So,
Wow.
and there's free versions on the web on that's why I was over here searching for it. There's a website, I can't find it right now. I found one that's similar to what I want to find, but it's not as good as the one that I originally found. This one's called sunearthtools.com. But if you put
Mhm.
enough combinations of words together like sun pattern to my location, you drop that in Google, put your location in there, put your address in there, and look at the sun pattern. It'd probably be eye-opening for you. So that's the type of things that Gigi is talking about being aware of. That's part of the reason why I think Eco transplanted their tree that they have. And now,
Mhm.
it's just if you understand the sun pattern, not just how it's falling right now in the middle of this winter, but where it will be in the middle of the summer or in early spring or in late fall, that'll
Yeah.
give you the ability to plan out your season a little bit better and help you be a lot more successful in your gardening endeavors this season. So,
That
what's
is
the
so true.
name? I can't remember at the moment. I think it's Sunseeker, and I don't have my phone on me. So I think it's Sunseeker. I think the app is called Sunseeker. The website, I'm not sure. I'll drop it in the description of this video. Once we're done, I'll circle back. And then, of course, I have a video that'll be coming out. It's like I'm going over some basic 101 things that I think I would have helped me as a beginner gardener. I got a few of those videos rolling out for both lawn and gardening. They kind of just get you in the right base. So don't worry, this is the first and last time you'll hear about it. But if you want to go and Google away and try to find that, you can use the web. Like I said, the website that I just found is trash compared to the one that I found first. The first time is sunearthtools.com. I don't really like the layout. There's better ones than that. And of course, I paid for the app just because this isn't a fly by night type thing for me. And I like the convenience of it being on my phone. So
Yeah.
I did that. So that's
Yeah.
awesome, Gigi. And that's very insightful for the people here. Now, what else have you learned about your land? So, you got the big oak trees and you learned that you were kind of spoiled coming from your other property, right?
I
Like,
was.
yeah. Yeah. Did we want to talk about the old property a little bit, kind of the things that you went through and where it left you when you got to the new property?
Oh my gosh, I was so spoiled.
Yeah.
I was so spoiled. And I
And
think
this not the property in Broke Down, Georgia, right? This not the
yeah, this was that one.
Oh, it was the $60 apartment in what was it? The $60
No,
one
no, that
bedroom.
was Well, okay, so the $80 per month apartment was like when we first got married. That was actually my apartment when I graduated high school. So that was my first apartment, and
Okay.
yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
Interesting.
I still had the little gas operated stove. I don't know if you're old enough to remember like the little bitty space heaters that were
Yeah.
like attached inside of the home, and you had
Yes.
to literally start the fire, like light it yourself,
My
kind of
grandparents
thing.
had one.
Yeah, there was no push button anything. It was, it was really really old,
Look,
but
Georgia standing up. They're like, "Hey, leave Georgia alone." I got killed. Hey,
listen, I grew up in Georgia. I've lived in the South my entire life, but yeah, I grew up in rural South Georgia, and so when I got the apartment, I was only working part time. I was a new high school graduate, and I was about to start technical school.
mhm.
And so, I didn't have any money. I
Hey,
was just broke. I was working that part time job, and so I could afford the $80 per month. That was what I could afford, and so that's what I went for.
hey,
And so
ain't no
then when
shame
we
in it.
got, I'm sorry.
I said, "It's no
Oh, I
shame
thought you
in
said
it."
something. But then when
No,
we
I
got
said, "Ain't no shame
married,
in it." Yeah, you did what you did.
yeah. So when we got married, then we stayed there for like the first 3 months of our marriage before my husband got a job in Florida. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it was interesting. It was a really interesting apartment. But no, I did not grow at all during that time.
Okay.
I would help my husband out with lawn care and stuff like that back then, but I never like grew anything myself. So when I initially started growing anything, we were married, we had bought our first home, um, and our yard had nothing. Like,
Mhm.
it literally had nothing except for a couple of rows of pine trees, because it was like kind of encased by pines. So
Okay.
when we got to that home, we were, my husband is just like gung ho. He is all in, and he is about to get this thing looking like his tropical paradise, like he loves. So
Right.
we were literally just going all in, and planting everything that we wanted to plant, everything that we could go and talk the nurseries out of, and and get
Y'all need this right here.
discounts.
You got
He
20 of
could
them over here.
find the best
Like,
discounts because he would always go and make friends with the nursery owners. And
that's
so
a good move. Smart
he would
man.
get the best deals. He would always find the best deals on things. And so,
You gotta be a Virgo.
oh my gosh. See, he could have got everything for free if he had just been an Aries, but we got to keep on moving. we got to keep,
Shots fired.
shots are fired. We got to keep on moving. And so we went through, making sure that we got our yard nice, and, it was beautiful. It was lush. It was, everything that we wanted at the time.
All
And
right.
so then when we moved to our second home, the houses were built on like pecan orchard. So it was an old pecan orchard, and then they put a neighborhood or two or three there. And so we bought one of those houses. Went and then I said, okay. Now, initially, I started to do like cuttings, and I grew a lot of crepe myrtle trees and different just little plants that whatever I can do a cutting on, I did it. And I sold some of the, well, should I be telling that? Well, statute of limitation is probably passed, but
We good. We good. No worries. Promise you they're not coming for us.
But I sold a lot of those plants, and so by the time we moved, I went ahead and sold the rest of them. And a lot of things we did take with us also to the new home. So when we got to that home, that's when I got really interested in vegetable gardening, and I wanted fruit trees, the whole nine. So once I started gardening there, he went through, he built, all of my beds kind of similar to what they are now. And I just started. I didn't use any fertilizer. Like, I didn't really know anything other than 10 10 10, because that's what, my mom used to use growing up. I didn't know anything about any bone meal, no blood meal, no anything. It was just, I took the seeds, I put the seeds in the dirt, and I got massive amounts of vegetables. So there was nothing to do. It was like an easy button growing in that yard. And so obviously I was spoiled.
Right.
Came to the third home.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I'm having problems with my vegetables filling out. And so I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? But I wasn't doing anything wrong. I just needed to understand what was happening up under my soil.
Exactly.
And I didn't understand. So the soil test was fantastic in helping me. And we've been here for like almost 7 years. So within that time, I've been growing probably 5 of those years.
Right.
And I'm still learning. Still learning. So new gardeners, don't think that we all just have it all figured out, because we don't. You're going to face different challenges no matter where you go. Mm-hmm. Every property is different. Mm-hmm. If I were across the street, then my house I would be having explosive gardens, because guess what? The sun would be coming up in the rear of my house where I plant. Yeah. So it just depends on where you are. The situation is always going to be, you're going to have to find out what everything needs, what needs to be here, what needs to be there, right, in order to get the best results that you can possibly get. So don't think that you're doing anything wrong. I've been growing for a long time, and I still had struggle, which is why I was so happy to win that soil test.
Right. Yeah. And I'm glad you won it. I really was hoping that a gardener would win it, because I wanted it to get to someone not only that wasn't in the lawn care community, because it's a normalized practice in the lawn care community. And I think gardeners, I think a lot of times I see, just from my little foxhole, a lot of gardeners skip that step, and it's okay. You can get away without doing it, clearly, because at the first property you were at, you happen to stumble across what was once an orchard, so and now you didn't realize that's why that ground was so fertile, and why everything you dropped and put in there just exploded and did well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, had you taken that soil test while you were at that property and then moved to the next property, you'd at least have something to compare it against. So I think there's a lot worth noting there for beginner newbies in the gardening community, and also in the lawn care community. I'm gonna catch up with a few comments right here. Who do we have? So AA Home Gardening. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for being. Auntie Linda's in the building. T-Nog's in the house. Lady 511. Respect the name. Understand now. I'm joking. Who we got? The everyday life in the OCD's chicks. Gigi, speak it. We don't have all the answers. That's right. We don't have all the answers. What else? Did I miss anything else?
Hey, Danielle.
Yeah, I don't see any comments. Yeah, if you guys have any comments for Gigi, please drop them in the chat. We'll catch them as we go. So, Gigi, so like you did the soil test, that was eye-opening. You were spoiled at the last property. You came to the new property. You realized that, you had some struggles in your soil, and you realized that initially when you moved in the property, you loved the sun pattern that you had, and then
Mhm.
later realized that it might not have been the best sun pattern for your new and future endeavors in the garden. But one thing that I think is important that you're showing us is how you are now shifting gears and trying to accommodate that, and showing how flexible you can be, adjusting, being resilient, just like those plants, and giving them what they want. So I think that's awesome. That's amazing. Now, what's cool is you got a lot of history with the cuttings, right? So
Mhm.
you've been doing clippings and cuttings for a while. So we can expect to see a lot more clippings and cuttings work from you in the near future, I hope, right? Yeah.
You know what? You can expect to see that from Eco.
Eco. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you can
Cool.
expect to see some of that from him. Now I did that,
Hmm.
but that just like it was fun while it lasted.
Okay.
But you know, it I'm over it.
Okay. That's all right. Yeah. It's cool.
Over it, and it worked well, and I feel like I did it, and then I could move on to learning the next thing. Like I told you yesterday, like I get excited to learn. I like
Yeah.
learning new things, so
Right.
I don't spend a whole lot of time once I've actually mastered something.
Hmm.
Then you know it's probably not going to keep my attention. So, um, no, I won't be doing many cuttings
Okay.
because, and then also if I were going to cut anything, I would cut like my citrus. So we have a
Okay.
tangerine tree that I have that I started an air layer on, and I think it's probably failed by now because I literally forgot that it was on there. So it's been
Hey, it
on
might
there
have roots.
probably.
Listen, that loquat. How long? Hello? Did we
Uh-huh.
lose? No, I
No,
said
I'm
how
here.
long? How long has it been on there?
Oh, it's been on there for a good 3 months, 4 months maybe. So it's just been sitting there, and
You're probably still good. Go check it. So that
yeah, I'm
loquat.
gonna have to pull it off and check it and see. But the last time I looked at it, it was like, I don't know if I didn't see any spaghetti. you
Okay.
know, I didn't see any of that in there. I just saw like little white spots, and I think that may be the perlite. So,
Okay.
um, I have an air layer on the pomelo.
Okay.
I have one on the grapefruit and the tangerine.
Okay.
So if I were going to clip anything, I would clip the tangerine
Okay.
because I love tangerines, like tangerine and grapefruit. Well, I love all fruit. I honestly do. I love a lot of fruit. And so I would clip those, and I did some, and it didn't work out. I don't know what I don't know what I did wrong this time,
Okay.
but I did some back in May or June, and they didn't take. And then by the time I realized where I had them sitting, they were full of water, and there was just like nothing left to deal with. So if I did anything, I would do those. And the state of Florida is very strict on citrus. And so, it can't go anywhere. You can't really sell it to anyone unless you actually go through the Department of Agriculture and become a nursery yourself.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty strict. So, we can't give any away. We can't do any of that. So, there's really no need for me to really do any additional cuttings. The
Okay.
only reason I was doing air layer is because we're going to be, purchasing another property, and we'll
Right.
need, trees that are established and started to plant on the new property. So,
Right, right. So well, first of all, your air layers might be straight. Like I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't think I've told anyone this other than probably behind the scenes, but I haven't said this on the live. But you guys remember I did those low quad air layers and I did them, was it been almost like 4 months at this point? Yeah, it's been about 4
Okay.
months ago. And y'all saw that the first one that I did when I was live with you all, that one failed. It healed over on itself. And then you saw that I went back, and then the second one that I checked, it was a success, right? So we took that, I took it to my little brother's house. It's doing just fine. He has it in his sunroom, overwintering it, and she's still alive. She's doing well, right along with the fig tree. Now, there was a third one that I told you I didn't see anything on, so I left it. I just left it on the tree. Now, when I went back home around Christmas time, I checked that tree out of curiosity. Guess what? We got roots. So
Okay.
it rooted as well. So I just wrapped it up. I put a few extra wraps on it because if I take it from that tree right now, I am almost positive that it wouldn't make it through the wind.
Okay.
Just be too much going on. Led has said it before, you know, your citrus, your evergreen citruses, they don't really go dormant. They just slow all the way down. And it didn't have a lot of roots. So I figured I'm just going to leave it alone because it's rooted into this bag. It's happy. It looks like it just slowed down dramatically. And then in the spring, I'll take her off and then try to get her rooted. And then just keep her in a pot. I'm hoping that I'll know where I'm going, and that way I could just take it for myself and keep
Yeah.
her in a pot until I get to where I'm going, and maybe throw it in the ground in the fall. I'll do some research on that, or maybe just keep it in a container for its first year and then drop it in the ground coming that following year. So you might be good to go with that one that's just moving slow, especially if it didn't peel when you cut the bark. Did it peel real clean like a fig does?
Yeah.
Or was it like a hard woody? So it peeled clean?
It peeled. It peeled clean.
Okay.
Because the first time when I went through trying to do the air layer, I was scraping instead of cutting and allowing the peel to come off of it. So
Okay.
I was just trying to scrape, and I didn't scrape deep enough. So this time I was certain that I did it absolutely right, and that, you know, it should have given me roots. But I'm going to let it sit. I'm not going to bother it. I'm just going to let it do what it does, because I understand that sometimes things just, they work in their time.
Right.
And so, but crazy thing about the loquat. So we have a loquat tree in the back of the property.
Okay.
Well, it's not ours, but it's ours. If you know.
I'd claim that. Yes,
So, you know, it's in this very woody area, and it comes over the fence. So it's a pretty old tree. And so when the fruit drops, we can get loquats just like that. Like, it's nothing here. It's nothing. And so we have a loquat. I think we have one on one side of the bed, that the bigger bed that's in my yard. And then we have one that's also on this side. We have no trouble growing loquats at all. And they literally just have grown from the seeds that have dropped there in the yard. And like I said, we've only been here for almost 7 years. And we have a loquat that is probably a good 10 feet tall now.
Has it fruited for you yet?
Not yet, because guess what? It's only about 2 years old.
Okay. So that's what I was going to ask. My parents. So I've looked up loquat specifically on whether or not you can do it for seed, and I've seen. So what I've seen is you can grow them from seed, and the plant will grow. But that's another tricky one with being the same fruit, being the same as the mother plant. That's what I read, and I could have,
Okay.
That's just what I read. But it didn't say that it wasn't possible. It just said that it may not. It was just one of those iffy ones. It was kind of an iffy one whether or not it would be the same, bear the same fruit to the mother plant.
And
so
we're interested, we're really interested to find out, whether it is going to give us that great fruit, because the one back in the back, the fruit is nice, is really good. And so when we first started, I really didn't even care for the loquat in the beginning. And then, you know, I kind of gave it it just looked strange to me. And, you know, to have that little hairy type of feel on it, I was like, I don't know. I didn't really know about it. But then as the years went on, I would be like, you know, let me try this.
Right.
And we also, I say it's not we also have a fig tree back there.
Oh, okay. What kind of
fig?
We
have a free fig back there too.
What kind of fig, do you know? Or is it just,
I have no idea.
It's a fig that's fruiting. That's what's important.
The one that's fruiting.
The one that's fruiting and it tastes good.
And now I really don't like figs. So
no?
I know I am like a unicorn with that, because everybody seems to love figs. I really don't like figs like that, but I know that the leaves of the fig tree are really good for lowering blood pressure. So you can boil the leaves of the fig tree and have you a nice, healthy drink that is heart healthy for you. So cool. I don't, try to get rid of anything. I haven't done a cutting or anything from that fig tree because I just wouldn't want to eat them. But as long as the neighbors, who are on the other side of the property have figs, we have figs, we have fig leaves, and we can dry them and make teas and do all the stuff that we want to do. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some interesting stuff down here in the chat. So, yeah. So, okay. So Love Note, she finally found a Miwa kumquat. Good for you. That's one. I try to get one. I looked it up and I think I just kind of gave up because I was trying to figure out on the site that I was on. I was trying to figure out would it do well in my zone. And it's probably going to be something like a lemon where I have to keep it, like my Meyer lemon, I have to keep it in a container. So I just paused on there. I was going to pick up one as well. But
I have a Centennial kumquat.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually in a pot. Did I even move it out of? I don't think I even moved it out of the pot that I bought it in. And do you know it gave us fruit this year?
Wow.
I bought it at the beginning of the year. Wow. And we actually harvested a good 10, 15 kumquats. And it's a Centennial, so it has the little stripes on it. Okay. But the fruit was delicious. I love sour and sweet combinations. And that's what it gave. It's probably get sweeter as the tree gets bigger, but okay, it was good. It was good for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on a kumquat one day and put it in the lawn. So right now, Gigi, you said, we'll rewind a bit back to your air layers that you're in the midst of doing. You guys are on the hunt to move.
Oh, so yeah, I guess.
Because I remember you guys had that property. I remember y'all walked out to that property that you guys had for a while. And you ended up, is that property still for listed? Y'all are listing it right now. Have you gotten rid of it yet? No? Yes? Guess
what? We just got an offer on it.
Congratulations. I know that was a relief, wasn't it?
I was willing to keep it, but what I want, my desire is, I need the money off of that property in order to get what I'm trying to get.
Right.
So, sometimes you have to open your hands so that, you can be blessed with something bigger, better. And so, we just got an offer on it 2 days ago. And so we'll be letting it go. Yeah.
What you sound like you got some reservations about that. Is it bittersweet?
I really don't.
Okay.
I have no reservations at all. I'm just excited. I'm just okay. See, what you don't know is that I used to be a realtor at one phase in my life. Okay. And I know that nothing is done until you either hand me my keys or hand me my check. And so that's why the reservation is like, okay, I just hope nothing crazy happens.
Right. How long are we going to be in escrow? What's going to go? Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Okay. I just hope nothing crazy happens between then and now. It's a cash offer, so we don't really have to deal with, them getting financed and that type of thing. But there's always something that could
Yeah.
go wrong between now and the table. So that was the only look of reservation, but otherwise, no, I was more than happy to go ahead and move forward because I have some plans. So
yeah. I would take a moment to say your hair does look really nice. I remember
Thank you.
Aunt Linda said your hair looked nice. There was a couple other people in there that was like, you look beautiful today, and that your hair looks
Oh, thank
really
you
nice.
guys.
I like to echo that. It looks really nice. I took a moment, just really looked at it. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing, girl? Toya Story in the building. Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Welcome
Toya's
to
Toy.
Daily.
Hey, Tiffany.
And Tiffany's in here. I think I got it. Brazio Grady. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Hello, Family Homestead. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, hello.
Gardening and cocktails with joy. Y'all having a party?
Yeah, that's Miss Joy. That's Miss Joy.
That sounds like a party, Miss Joy.
You gotta check out Miss Joy. Like, this lady is so jazzy. She is like the other T-Nog, right? Like,
Okay.
this lady is so cool, and just like, I love those ladies.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's my kind of party. Look, yeah. Okay. Cool. So the new property is in the vision. So now you got this one. It's someone you got a cash offer for it. So
Yeah.
why are we moving, and what are we looking to move to?
So this property here is just a little small for us.
Mm-hmm.
The house is fine. The house is huge. It's just the yard. And we have neighbors on both sides, which I don't particularly care for having neighbors so close.
Okay.
But that's the only reason, because we're very, very conveniently located at this time. Everything is right. Mm-hmm. Except for the fact that I don't own these two houses right here on the side.
Right. Too close for comfort.
Yeah, it's too close for comfort. Yeah.
Your yard looks like it's a pretty hefty size. Of course, everything looks bigger on videos, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah.
It looks like you got at least like a half an acre, yeah?
It's not even a half an acre. It's more like a third. It's more like a third of an acre.
Okay.
But we do a lot with it. We just really, like, we get it in. Yeah. We do a lot with this property.
Especially Eco with them crazy tropical plants, man.
I know.
That dude got a thumb on them for real.
I know, and people think that this property is so. I mean, even when they walk back here, they're like, whoa, like, this is a lot of land, and I'm like, no, it ain't.
So how much land are we looking to get? So it's clear that you need space. You need space. And if you're anything like me, I don't mind having neighbors. I just don't want to have to see you. But and then, and even when I move into a home like that, right, where I have space between my neighbors, I still very much intend knowing my, like, I'm gonna go, hey, how you doing? I'm your neighbor on the other side of this acre or two type thing. So is that kind of what you're looking for, or you don't want to see anybody? You don't want to see. So how much land we thinking? How much land? Because I'm assuming you want a vast amount of land, maybe just for the separation and not necessarily for the growing. What are we thinking? Walk us through it.
Yeah, I definitely I want that separation. That is my big thing. I am not the go knock on your door to see who you are, and like, everybody came around to us to see who we were moving into this neighborhood. Okay. So we didn't have to go anywhere, and once they were satisfied with who we were, then they went on to their own lives, and we really don't have much interaction with the neighbors. We do talk to the guy across the street, periodically when we see him, and we know who the two people are next to us. Like, we know some of their history and some of what they did. And then other people in the neighborhood, we just know them just in passing, you know, if they came around and said something, but we really don't have like a lot of interaction with them. We know the guy good enough across the street though, that he liked us enough to offer us ammo if we need it. So, hey, we're friends.
Hey,
we're friends.
that's
You know,
friend right there. Yeah.
we are best friends. So, so other than that, no, we don't really just get out. You know, we'll say hello as we're walking through or whatever. But you know, we are kind of just very independent anyway. So
Yeah.
I would like to have enough land.
Enough.
So now my vision board would say I want at minimum 40 acres. That's what my vision board would say. And I don't want all of that 40 acres for me, myself.
Mhm.
I want it for my children, for my grandchildren, you know, and also, you know, any family who would like to come down and, you know, build a house, bring a mobile home, whatever, you know. So I like the thought of no restrictions land so that they can do, you know, what they want. And in my immediate area where I would be living, you know, maybe 5 acres surrounding me and then grow on one of those acres, but just have it where
Got the space.
if I needed to grow more for some reason, then I could do that. So I do like to have, you know, space around me, even if, you know, family came and decided to build a house or whatever on the property. If we got a property that large, then, you know, I still want them not to be right there in my backyard. I would still like, you know, a little space so everybody kind of get on their 5 acres and leave me alone. So
Right, yeah, 40 acres, that's a healthy piece of land. And if I were to get on that much land, I'd probably be along the same lines of you. Like, I'd be open to allowing a few very close family members, immediate family members, to come down and occupy a good amount of that land
yeah.
themselves. Like, I know my brother, he could take 10 acres all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
My dad could take 10, 20 acres all by himself. Him and my mom can be out there. He'll be running his dogs and hunting deer
Yeah.
and doing
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then my brother, he'll build a state-of-the-art gun range back there, and I'll be
Yeah.
over here growing some vegetables. So that's pretty much it. And then, you know, the in-laws would be out there having a good time. So yeah, we could definitely do that much land if we're talking about a long-term family property. Oh, wow. Thank you, Toya.
And that's what I like.
She just donated $19.99. The interviews get better and better.
Thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate you.
That's
Thank
so
you.
nice. Thank you, Toya's Toy.
Yeah, thank you. Be careful about going to neighbors nowadays. Listen, I'm going to the neighbor because I need to know. I want to know who you are, what you look like, how many kids you have. Because see, when someone is on my property, I want to be able to say that is not my neighbor. I'm not coming to knock on your door every day. I just get your phone number. If something's going down, I can shoot you a quick text before I end up laying your family member down on the back 9 of my 18 acres. So that's more so where I'm at. I'm not looking to make brand new friends. I'm 30 plus years old. I don't need any new friends, not like that. So unless they're brothers in my life. Yeah. But yeah.
And it makes sense. It really makes sense to know your neighbors. It makes sense to know who they are. And so now my husband is like, he can call them out. He knows exactly who people are. Because I mean he pays attention.
That Virgo vibe.
Yeah, that is one of y'all's things.
Okay, all right. I'm about to say, don't deny us now. Don't deny us.
Yeah, he pays attention, and so he can.
Good judges.
There's a girl next door, like our neighbor's daughter. I couldn't have told you who this girl was. I would see her car come and go. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would see her from the side or see her from the back going in the house, but had no idea who she was. And my husband was like, oh, I saw the neighbor's daughter, you know, in Walmart today. And I'm like, I would not know what that girl looks like for nothing in the world.
Pay
But he
attention.
knows. And he'll say, you know, the neighbor who lives down 2 houses down, 3 houses down. And I'm like, no, I don't.
You
I
sound just
have
like my
no
wife.
idea.
You sound
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, I have no idea. I
Yeah.
don't know who they are. So
Yeah. That's
I, you know, and I know I need to do better, but I am the drive in the driveway, into the garage, close it down,
immediately
and come inside.
right. It's like I don't need to say hi to nobody.
I really, you know, and it's not that I'm not a friendly person. It's just that I think I had so many years where I knew so many neighbors, and it was almost like they almost always pushed off something on me. You know, most of the time it was their kids. Most of the time it was their kids, and everywhere we went, somebody was going to push their kid off on me. And I'm like, yeah, I like kids, but like I like my kids, you know.
Right.
They go and they are upstairs, they're in their own world. They come down to see me and to say hello and to give me a hug and a kiss and get in my business. But otherwise, they are up there. They're in their own world, you know, and they don't really bother me a lot like that. So, and with other people's kids, you know, it's like they don't understand the way our family dynamic works. So, you know, they want to come to me and they want to ask me questions, and they want to be present. And I'm just like,
get away.
Go away. Go away. Go away.
Yeah, I can dig it for real. I can, like, we don't have any children other than our little fur babies that they made a appearance earlier. If they come back, I'll let y'all see them because they walking around prancing. But yeah, I unless it's my nephews and nieces or some very close little cousins, and even then with them, I'm just going to juice them up with sugar. Listen, if you let me watch your kids, this is how it's going to go down. You can forget about the if you naps. I'm not worried about no naps. I'm not worried about bedtimes. I'm not worried about curfews. Listen, your kid come to my house, they're gonna do whatever they want until they break something, until you come back and get them. I'm gonna let them eat all the sugar they want because eventually they're gonna crash. I'm gonna let them drink all the pop they want. I'm gonna put some protective sheets on the bed. If they pee them, it'll be all right. There's some sheets. That's how I regulate things until something get broken, and then I raise my voice, put a little bass in the voice, and tell them to sit down, and then they sit down. That's my way of parenting. So think twice before you ask me to watch your kids, because I'm just gonna spoil them and then give them back to you with all types of jacked up sleep patterns. That's what I'm gonna do.
but you know what? And this is why I also like if we got a larger property, then you know, I would get pets for the outside to like help protect our property. But that's why I don't even want any more dogs, because like they are the kids that never grow up. Like I have to feed them. I have to do everything all the time. So that's why I don't even want any more dogs. Like after my daughter's dog left, I was just like, yeah, I don't want any more. I didn't want any more. And I love them. I absolutely love them. And, you know, I spoil everybody. You know, they are my babies. And, you know, but I'm middle-aged now, and I'm just like, I don't want the responsibility anymore. So
yeah. Oh, look, my sister's in the building. Hey, Vita, my sister, everybody.
Hey, sister.
My sister-in-law. It's my sister-in-law. I don't have a blood sister.
That's your sister?
Brother, but that's my sister-in-law.
That's her. Yeah. Hey, Chaz Bishop.
Yeah, Levita Critchlow. That's my sister. So
Morris,
I saw something. Where's it? Oh yeah, Beauty in the Garden. Gigi, love your garden wall. Just so nice. Yeah, that garden wall that's in almost every video. I think you've been switching your videos up a lot nowadays. But y'all did that garden wall yourself, right? Didn't you do a video on it, showing how you, or talking about how you did it? or am I imagining something?
Well, my husband actually, I was shocked. I was totally surprised that he built that wall,
That's
but
right.
he literally built that wall just to give us some privacy. Um,
Oh,
because the neighbor behind that wall is very, very invasive. So
yeah, they
he
very
built that
interested.
wall literally to give us some privacy, just having the wall. And, I saw it and I was like, I need to do something to the wall. I need to decorate this wall. And I was like, vegetables.
Smart,
I've got to
smart.
put some lettuce up there. I got to put, some different stuff up there. And so I started thinking about, what am I going to do with this wall? And went to the Dollar Tree, my place. Went to the Dollar Tree and I saw the cutest little containers and I just could not walk away from them. And I was like, how am I going to get this on the wall? And so I mapped it out and I got them up there. And so now I am going through changing them all out. I could not find any of them last year to change them out, but I did find some just recently. So I'm going to be doing a video of me redoing the wall for
Okay.
springtime.
All right, cool. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking. It's
Yeah.
like a little living wall, guys. It's pretty cool. If you haven't checked it
Yeah.
out,
I love
please,
it.
please
I
go
love
check it.
it.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yeah.
Dollar
And
Tree.
being
Yeah,
able to just walk out there and snip off, some lettuce,
right.
just different varieties of lettuce I had up there, and some arugula, and just some different stuff. And then it also allows you to get like your baby greens. Like I love baby greens.
Yes.
So that's definitely something that I when I did it, I was just like, whoa, I did that.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe that I did that. And so I was like, wow, this needs to be on Pinterest. I never, put it on there, but I
You know
thought
what
that was
would
cute.
probably look really nice on that wall too?
Hmm.
Some amaranth. I can.
Mm.
I'm like picturing some amaranth on that
I've never
wall.
grown it.
Check it out. I think it might, if you can, maybe if you can tame it to grow in a certain way in between the spots, it might look pretty cool. If
Hmm.
not, just an idea thrown at you. Blessed too.
Yeah,
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, that Dollar Tree is on fire right now, people.
I
And,
know. I
and I know
know.
that
It's always been
website.
on fire for me.
Yeah. And the website is just as helpful, especially if you're going to purchase for the long term. You can just buy certain things in bulk, like I did this season, and just go pick it up. You can set up the date, time, well, not the time, but the day in the store that you want to pick it up at. They'll ship it to the store and you can pick it up for free. Yeah, the
Mm,
amaranth. Yep, amaranth. Yeah, that's how it's spelt right
love
there.
it.
Thank you, love notes. Appreciate you. So you talked about a few things that you got coming up. What else can the people expect coming out of GG Naturals Homestead this season? You switching some things
Definitely
up?
a lot more growing, a lot more growing. You know, Going back with the wall again, we are doing, more of the boxes, the above the no dig boxes, and probably I don't know. We were thinking about adding a deck back there and then putting some planters around the deck. So I think we're probably going to do several things, but definitely got it. We just got to kick up the amount that we are growing. So yeah, y'all can definitely stay tuned for. I'm going to try to video everything that I possibly can and kind of show you, the journey from and to, making this thing like a little food for us back here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what are you starting right now? What's the last thing you drop seeds for right now? What you working on? Because you're in, I
I
mean, hey,
I
it's
dropped
go time
the
for y'all, right? Like you're pretty much you got your starts going already, or you prepping to like go pick up
I
starts?
just went today. I went today and I went today to get seeds. So gosh, we got so much stuff. We bought a lot. So one of the things that stood out was the beefsteak tomatoes. I grew cherry tomatoes last year, and it's been a while since I tried any of the larger tomatoes, but I have just been on this tomato kick lately.
Yeah.
And so we picked up some seeds for the beefsteak tomatoes today.
Okay.
Um, Definitely some peas. In the summertime, I am going to plant some okra. What I hope is that I can find bush okra.
Mm-hmm.
And, I have some, I think I have purple okra, definitely the lettuces, the varieties of lettuce. But what I recently dropped was some parsley,
Okay.
and I dropped mesclun,
Okay.
some butter crunch,
Okay.
uh, and a variety of red lettuce. I dropped that.
I'm not a huge fan of red lettuce, man. It's so bitter. Like
I've never tried it.
I'm
I've
trying.
never tried it.
Well,
Well, I'm
the
gonna put
one
it
that I
like this.
grew, the
Not
one
from
that I grew.
home, not from growing from home. I've never tried it from here. But we spend a ton of money just on the containers of lettuce.
Okay. You
We
mean the
spend
little pre-washed ones that are ready to go?
Yes, we
Yeah,
spend a
man.
ton of money. Like we spend like $5 each for those,
Yeah.
and we can go through 3 in a week easily
Wow.
because my husband is like, he loves having his salads early in the day.
Yeah.
And so I mean, we just love it. I
Yeah.
put it even in stir fries when I'm cooking. Like we just spend a lot on those pre-washed lettuces and things. And so that's why I am so focused on doing a lot of lettuce, doing a lot of varieties, because we do like just different varieties of the lettuce. And so that was one of the things that we realized, even when we were in the old home where we had all the massive growth. We had a covered back porch. I know. I
No,
can't
I'm
let it go,
laughing
can
at
I?
I'm laughing at Tina right now because I know
Oh, okay.
she, I feel your pain. Tina, it might have just been, so I was gonna caveat that. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Go
Tina
ahead.
said, great. I was looking forward to red lettuce, but I'm not eating bitter greens. So we always know she not having it with the red mustard greens. She's over them, and Swiss chard, she's over them. But I like to think that lettuce that I grew last season, I'm growing it again. I'm testing
Uh,
the theory and I'm putting it in my hydroponics, the cracking
okay.
system that I started, because I want to prove a point to myself to see if it was as bitter as it was because of the time of the year I was growing it, because it was
Okay.
really warm. So I'm
Okay.
growing it again, but I'm doing it indoors to see if it comes out as bitter. But to
Okay.
Eco's point, Eco says bitter is so good, it's good for you. Like, this Farmer Q's like bitter is so good. Like, y'all crazy for saying that bitter is so good. But I get that it's good for you.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
and then my red lettuce was not very bitter after the frost. And I was about to say that, Cheryl. So I do have red lettuce out there that wasn't as bitter after
Okay.
frost came. So that was pretty
Okay.
cool
Okay.
too. I didn't
Mhm.
actually grow that from seed. That came from Nadine. She gave me some starters and I threw them. I just fit them in some extra open spots. So bitter is good for your digestive system. It is eating medicine. It tastes like you eating some medicine. So thank
Yeah.
you.
And you know
So
what? My mom would do the same with her collards. She always wanted the frost to hit her collards.
yeah,
And she said she felt like they just were not as bitter once that frost hit them. And so I was telling Eco earlier that I'm not going to be doing all of the collards and leafy greens during the summer times anymore, because I just feel like we have so much better success with growing them just in the cold weather. And
mhm.
because the bugs and the different things, like here, they are so aggressive. the
Aphids.
the worms are so aggressive here, that I could not even grow cabbage greens at all. Like they would demolish them seemingly overnight. So
Goodness.
I'm going to use my colder seasons to grow as many leafy greens as I possibly can, and then, blanch them, freeze them, whatever, so that we can have enough to kind of take us through. So that's one of my goals as well, is to make sure that I'm growing other things that is just not like a waste of money for me
Right,
to be
right.
trying to grow certain stuff. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with the a lot of people are saying, all the greens they get sweet after a frost. I completely agree. Matter of fact, my collards, they were so tender and sweet that I didn't really have to cook them. Like I felt like I could eat those
Wow.
collards raw, like in a salad. That's how much change happened in that leaf after a nice
Yeah.
hard freeze. And
Yeah.
it,
I'm looking forward to trying these collards because I have a number of collard plants out there right now. And so I've got broccoli, I've got Brussels sprouts, the Swiss chard, the rainbow chard,
yeah, I got
the collards, the cabbage, the red cabbage. Gosh, I have red mustards and, regular green mustards. And let me just say to Miss Tina, okay, Tina. So
speak to Tina. We talking to you right now, Tina.
so this is the best way that I have had the mustard greens, hands down.
Okay.
Smoked turkey.
Smoked turkey.
Boiling the smoked turkey with the onion.
Yeah.
A little bit of sugar in the water to take away the rest of the bitterness. And you have amazing mustards. They are incredible. Like even my kids eat them. So so that's something that you could definitely try, Tina, for your mustard greens. So yeah. And yeah, the purple mustards are even more bitter to me than the green mustards. So
they got so much spice on them. I like it. I like
them. I mean,
yeah,
I thought they were really good. And I actually I stir fried them, but I used a sauce at the end once I realized that they were really, really bitter. So I added a sauce that has a little sweetness to it. And, I was still able to eat it. So without throwing it out.
He said thumbs mustards, thumbs down. I tell you, I'll give you another one, Tina. Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden. Pick you up some tatsoi if you can get your hands on that. Tatsoi. I'm not sure if it's tatsoi or tatsoi. But I'm pretty sure Love knows. You can drop that down in the chat somewhere. Try you some tatsoi because I didn't even know what it was. I grew it because how cold hardy it is. I actually still have 2 plants out there that I've been taking a little bit off just for salads and whatnot. But you should try that because that's they call it a spinach mustard or a mustard spinach. Because when I first bit into it, I was like, oh, this is a lot like spinach. And then a kick came out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, this is like, it's like a spinach with a very dynamic flavor profile going on. I enjoy it. It's really good. So you should check you out some tatsoi. Yeah, the New Orleans Gardner. And I see y'all talking about all this purple stuff. Yeah, I got a guest that's going to come on and we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about this the deep dark skin things that's coming here in the near future. Y'all gonna like that. But yeah, turkey, smoked turkey, neck bones, smoked turkey wings, legs, and any greens. That's my jam for sure.
And
hey,
I actually was looking. I was looking to get the pak choi. I was looking to get the purple pak choi.
I got some of that purple lady pak.
And listen. The one plant was $5.
Oh, gross. No.
One plant. Yeah, gross.
Gross. Like, oh, gross. Yeah.
The one plant. And I was like, nah, we won't get you. So I'm going to be searching for the purple pak choi seeds to attempt planting that. I love bok choy. I've had that. I don't know how they differ because I haven't, really looked into it, but it was just something that it was unique. I saw it and then I put it back because I was like, I'm not paying $5 for one plant
Yeah.
when I can start this from seed. No, I wasn't doing it. So
Probably should have
yeah.
just got a cutting from it real quick. And now but no, if you don't find purple lady, I think it's bok choy I have. Yeah, I don't really understand the difference. I tried to go down the rabbit hole between the bok choy thing. I know they're all in the choy family. What the exact difference is, I'm not sure. But
Okay.
I think I have baby pak choy is what I started
Okay.
up here in the hydroponics, and those things, I mean, they are booming. They are huge. Pak choy is smaller. Okay.
Mm.
And
Okay.
bok choy is the larger plant. Of course, Love Notes would know. Thank
I
you.
was just
I
about to say,
appreciate
look
you.
at Love Notes in here
Yeah,
dropping
yeah,
knowledge.
of course, of course she would know. Yeah, Baker's. Yeah, I know
Okay.
Baker's Creek has the Purple Lady bok choy, so that's what I got from Baker's Creek, the Purple Lady bok choy, and I also have some milk choy coming, and some tiny pak choy or tiny bok choy. They're little tiny things. I'm interested in growing them, giving them a swing and
Okay.
see if they
Okay.
sprout fast. Yeah, they do sprout fast. Baby bok choy. Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's it. I think that the flavor profile is the same on both of them. I think the only
Okay.
one who has a dramatically different taste, and this is firsthand, was from the yellow heart choy to the pak choy. There's a different texture, different choice there for
Okay.
sure. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. What else we got here? I've always wondered about the choys. I will grow some. Yeah, the choys are good. Choys, arguably, choys might replace lettuce for me in the long game. Like, there's a couple lettuces that I'm really huge fans of, which is the butter crunch lettuce, um,
Hmm.
and the Tom Thumb. I like the Tom Thumb as well. But I just feel like when I eat a leaf from pak choy and then I eat a leaf of the lettuce, I feel like there's way much more nutrition in the pak choy than
Mm.
is in the lettuce. I just feel like there's more going on from a nutrition standpoint in that
Yeah.
pak choy than there is, and especially if you get the leaves while they're younger, because they're much tender
Hmm.
and they're really good in salads raw. You don't even need to stir fry them, and they're versatile. They're more versatile than lettuce
Yes.
because you can stir fry them up or throw them in some soup. So we'll see how that goes, and based off the space
Yeah.
I have.
And
And
that's another reason, Turf, why I grow varieties of lettuce, because I do like to throw in some of those the bitters, which are
Mhm.
better for your health. So I like to grow the mesclines. I like arugula for that reason. Some of my, I think it may vary by variety, but some of my arugulas would be really, really bitter. And so I would throw in the
Mhm.
arugula along with some butter crunch and along with like a mesclun blend, and it'll give you a great salad. So we used to grow on our back porch. We would have like big
Yeah.
containers that we would grow lettuce in. And so in the
Chopping
mornings
up on
before
them.
we would go out and take our walks and
There you go.
things,
Got you back.
we would go out and take our walks and things, we would be able to get a salad, throw a chicken breast or some shrimp or whatever on the grill, and have a nice salad, before or after our walks or whatever. So we go in on lettuce. We love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's good for us to just have those different varieties that also gives us a lot of nutrition, not just the taste, but that nutrition. But I have some butter crunch out there is really doing well, doing very, very well this season. So I love it, and we just sometimes we'll go out there, we'll pop off some, and you know rinse it off real quick, and we are in there.
In
So
there. Good to
yeah,
go.
we
That's
love it.
cool. Love Notes, I'm with you on that. I don't remember who I saw talking about this very recently. I want to grow, she said, I want to grow oyster lettuce. Mine didn't germinate. Heard a lot of people
Mm.
have a hard time growing it. Yeah, I don't know. Was it T-Nog? Maybe it was T-Nog talking about it. I feel
Oyster
like
lettuce.
I was just someone was talking about oyster lettuce. It was just recently. Somebody in a live, I remember them talking about. But anyway, I wonder if it needs to go through like a cold stratification type
Hmm.
process to germinate. But Yeah, I'd like to get my hands on some oyster lettuce to see what that tastes like for sure. Hey, how you doing, Abdul?
I know
Thanks for
nothing
being
about it.
here. I
Hi,
appreciate
Abdul.
you. Yeah, oyster lettuce is supposed to I think it's supposed to do well in, I want to say super cold climates, I think. I'm not
Mm.
sure. I'm sure Love knows, so school us down there. It was not me, man. No, it wasn't Tina. Somebody was just talking about some daggone oyster lettuce. I don't know who it was. I saw it in someone's video or on someone's live. I can't remember who it was right now, but someone
Okay.
was just talking about that. They might be in here keeping quiet, or I may have dreamt it up. Maybe I just saw it on somebody else's channel and stumbled across it. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna get
Wow.
my hands on some of that down the road.
So are you growing garlic and onions this season?
Yeah. So I got garlic. Garlic's already in. So the garlic that I want for bulbs, it's in and it's been in since November. If you were in
Okay.
7A and you wanted to get garlic and you wanted to grow it for the bulbs and have a good harvest of bulbs, you should have already had it in the ground. Now,
Okay.
that doesn't mean that you can't drop more garlic here soon. You can get some garlic in. You could probably just go ahead and put it in now, to be quite honest, if you wanted to. But because of the chill hours that remain for us, the energy for the bulbs just won't be as big for me in my zone, in my climate. They won't be as big coming into the summer. And I know that from experience, but I will be growing
Mhm.
more specifically for the chives. Linda
Okay.
TNOG, she put me on to the whole, like, use the shallow, pretty much the top of the garlic, the leaves of the garlic, and there's plenty of garlic flavor there, and you don't
Yeah.
have to fiddle with like breaking up the bulb. So she,
Yeah.
since back in the day, she used to really struggle to get that bulb,
Yeah.
and she was making some mistakes, and she actually had a really cool video or a live where she went over that on how to get that bulb. I'm pretty sure it was a video. I'm 90% sure it was a video, how to get that bulb and how, in the mistakes that she was making along the way, and she
Hmm.
wasn't getting that bulb. But you can get the shoots, and you can use those shoots right there,
Yeah.
and you can still have that garlic flavor. So I'll be doing a lot of that. And of course, I will be doing onions. I'll be doing long day onions from seed. I'll be doing some Spanish, the same onions I did last year with some yellow Spanish onions. And then I got a couple of other varieties of long day onions. I don't
Yeah.
have my I think my thing is right over there, but I don't remember the varieties, but I'll be doing those from seed. So I won't be
Hmm.
doing any onions from sets. I had success doing them from seed last year, and I'm gonna go
Okay.
for it again this year. Long day onions do well over here. You said you was researching it, Love Notes, and you found that people in Maine like to grow it. Yeah, that makes sense. Oyster land up there. Lady
Yeah.
Lev.
I actually posted to my community today a lady's video. Um, Gosh, I can't remember her name, Laura something, but you can see it on my community. But she was showing that her garlic was growing through the snow.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, man, you're so lucky. You're so lucky because, I love cooking with garlic. We go through tons of onion and garlic, red onion to be more precise.
Okay.
I absolutely love red onion. It has better health benefits for you too.
Right.
But I just love the flavors that the red onion gives because I love stir fries. And so when I put them in there and they just give this amazing flavor to me.
Right.
So red onion is something that I planted. I planted my onion and garlic way too early, but
Okay.
in the meantime, I have been doing exactly what T Nog said. I've been cutting off. My husband has been planting garlic for years, and so
Right.
we've been using just the clippings because it's down in these huge containers, and it's like, yeah, ain't no digging that out. Like, and see, some of the containers they're like glass, so they're not glass, but what do you call it? Those planter, the easily breakable.
Uh,
Uh,
like plastic?
no, they're like the
Oh, like clay, the clay plot.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So they're in the clay pots, so you can't push it and get the garlic out. You know, it's like you've got to really figure out a way how to get down in there. So I told him, just don't even worry about it. I'm just going to clip it off. And so that's how I've been using it for years.
Ceramic, ceramic clay pot.
Yeah, the ceramics. Yeah, that's what it is. So there's no way to get it. So we just use the tops. We've been using them for years, and it just keeps coming back. They keep, you know, putting out those shoots, and we just use them. Right. And so yeah, we don't worry too much about getting down to the bulb in those, but that's why I wanted to do a space in my yard that was devoted kind of to the onions and the garlic. So right. I did that, and you know, they appear to be doing well. Now, especially now that it's colder, you know, I can tell that they are getting bigger now. But like, I would love to have a huge bed of just red onion and garlic.
Me too. And shallots
very
too.
Nice.
Shallots.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I would love that.
So we said, Love knows. She said you can grow garlic now, short day onions and garlic. Yeah, depending on your zone. Please look up your zone and make sure that you're growing. You're growing like who was it? Homestead Heart. She just did a really cool video on where you can get a lot of different onion sets and onion seeds of all varieties, short and long day. And I'm willing to bet, I didn't go to the website because I have all the seeds I want, but I bet if you go to that website and you put in your zip code, they'll probably recommend the best onion depending on your grow zone and your location. But yeah, you could definitely grow you some garlic and onions right now. Nature 9 and family. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Junie Moon, that's a new name. You said I have that's one of yours, I assume. I have a collard tree that produces year-round collard greens. Yeah, so I have a collard. I have a collard out there, a Georgia collard that's been alive in about 2-3 weeks. It's been around for a whole year. So them collards will hang on if you place them properly, for sure.
They will. They will. I had one that was 3 years old, and I did something and I killed it. And literally that was the only thing that I was able to get any type of substance out of was I had like 3 in the space where I had my sweet potatoes. So I had 3 in that space before putting the sweet potatoes in there. And they gave us collards for like 3 years. And then I, you know, got too fancy and I started messing around in there and I messed them up. So yeah, I was able to save one and put it somewhere else, but
I got about 6 collard plants out there. 2 of them are almost a year old. The other 2 are like 4 or 5 months old. And then there's like 4 of them that I put in late, but they're alive. And I expect them to get into their second wind as soon as the cold weather lets off. So it's almost like I cheated and I got a head start on these plants because I knew they wasn't going to get really big. I knew they were going to slow down a lot, but I also knew if I got them out soon enough, they could establish and survive the winter. And then it kind of just gives me a leg up on the next season when they kick back into full gear. So that's how I did.
Yeah. So, and that's why I'm trying to get as many leafy greens as possible. So
right. Pitt Stop Kitchen and Garden. Tina, she said, I planted onions from seed. How long will it take to be ready? So it depends whether they're long day or short day, but I can tell you from experience from me, I started my onions from seed in around February last year, right? When you saw me do that first video, I believe I started harvesting my onions around mid-June, mid-July, something like that. So June, July that was 6 months, 5 to 6 months it took for the onions to form their bulb. And the cool thing about them is once they form their bulb and you have them wherever you have them, if they're in containers, you can easily just move them. And I found that I was able to let them stay right where they were. I didn't have to pull them up, let them dry out. I just harvested them as I wanted them. And I only had about 8, but each time I went to pull one, it was super convenient because we ran out of some in the house. And then when I ate that onion, I was like, wow, this is amazing. So that was probably the best. Those were the best onions I had last year. They were really, really good. He said, can I clip the onion chive and they keep growing? You can.
Mine do.
Right, you
Mine
can
keep growing.
now with if you're trying to get, and it depends, I would imagine, but for long day onions that you're growing from seed, each leaf that comes off of it, each blade, chive that comes off of it is supposed to be an indication of the layer of onion. And I'm going to be willing to
Mm.
bet that if you take those chives, right, too soon, you're going to limit your onion's ability to form its bulb because it needs that energy to pull
Mm.
it in from those chives. So and this is just me using logic. I don't know. Of course, go verify on your own, but just
Mm.
be aware that when you do that, depending on what you're trying to get, that might have an effect on your end game, broke farmer. Just take that with a grain of salt. And Patricia Roberts,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Toy Story, you said short day for you and Tim B, but she went to the website. Hey, Mr. P, how you doing? I caught you this time. I got you. But Patricia Roberts, she said she went to the
Mr. P.
website. I don't remember what the name of the website was, some type of farms. You can go over the Homestead's Heart channel and check it out. And if Eco or Love knows any of my moderators, you want to go pull that link and drop it in the chat box, feel free to. But she says that website gives you a map and it shows you if you should be growing long or short day onions. So boom, there you go. What do you cook your greens with? I'm going to imagine you're talking to me, Eco. I usually do mine with smoked turkey because y'all live together. So I think you already know. I usually use smoked turkey necks, smoked turkey wings, or smoked turkey legs. And then another cool ingredient that I like to throw in there with mine, if I have them, is kohlrabi. I like to put kohlrabi in the greens because it just gives the greens a whole nother level of hardiness, and it
Wow.
takes the flavor. It takes the flavor of the greens and the turkey wings. It takes it just really well. I think it goes really well with the collards. So that's probably my favorite thing to add in the collards. Makes it a little heavier, a little bit more filling, and then the kohlrabi just takes on the flavor of all of that really well. So
Wow.
Dickerson Farms, yes, Dickerson Farms. That's the website you want to go check out.
Oh, okay.
I hear you love no Junie Moon. She said, hey, yeah. Turf said Tina. I did say Tina. I missed something. I'm sorry. What up, Eco? I'm looking to grow food. I don't have to replant anymore. More permanent crops. That's smart. Yeah. Yes, if you want bulbs, don't take the chives. So there you go, broke. Tina came in. She said, if you want that bulb, you probably want to leave those chives alone. But if you want just chives, that will live forever. Boom. There you go, broke.
Okay. Well, I bought red onion seeds today, so I'll keep that in mind when I plant the rest of them because I've been taking those. I've been
yeah.
I've been cutting them, and I have not cut all of them, but I definitely like to cut some of them while they're growing.
Yeah, so as they get bigger, so I'll tell you, even from me, like when the onions were getting bigger and they were putting on, like, let's say once you get 3 layers of chives,
yeah,
you can probably take a layer and you be okay. I just would never take more than 1/4 of the chives that are present. I think it would really have a dramatic effect on your bulb being able to form. But for me, I was taking chives along the way. Whenever they started to look a little sleepy, I would just go ahead and take them and then bring them in the house, cook them up and eat them, and leave the ones that were standing strong. And I still
and that's exactly the way I do it. That's exactly what I do. Yeah,
you'll probably be all right then. You'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
I want both, so I will clip just one. There you go. What was that? Dickerson. I think there's a Japanese spinach tree, not sure. And then Love Nose came behind that. Okinawa spinach, purple underleaf. I think she might be answering the mail for you right there, Junie. You need to try smoked turkey tails. The flavor is amazing. I mean, I rarely see smoked turkey tails, but next time I see it, I'll pick it up for sure.
I bought some today. I bought some smoked turkey tails today. I bought the smoked turkey wings and the smoked turkey tails, and that I love to use those both in my collards and even in my kale. Like, have you used like smoked turkey in your kale before?
I've never cooked my kale down, to be honest. I've always eaten it raw in salads or I have made kale chips with them with some honey
Okay.
garlic. Them joints are fire. That is the
Yeah,
amazing combination.
they are.
Honey and garlic on some kale chips. I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. And then in smoothies, we throw them in smoothies. So
Yeah.
I gotta give that a swing. Cooking down some kale with some turkey.
Yeah, the kale with the green apple and a little pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, smoothie. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
real smoothie for you.
Oh, a smoothie. Yeah. That sounds like a real smoothie for sure.
Yeah.
Toya Stoy, I'm over here laughing at your comment. She said, I planted a kohlrabi seed and a dang zinnia grew. That's that's funny. That seed will probably come up when she's ready. Don't worry about it. She'll come up when she's ready. But you know what? Them zinnias reseed themselves. That's why I won't be starting any zinnia seeds because I'm expecting some zinnias to come up out there all on their own. Y'all saw how many zinnias I had out there. So I'm expecting some zinnias to come up all on their own, and I'm expecting to have to thin them out and just leave a few that are in the perfect location, and I'll let it be done there.
Yeah, we bought some today. We bought zinnias just today. I have plenty of marigolds. Like, I love marigolds. I was really happy with the amount of pollinators that, I wasn't satisfied, but I was happy with the amount that we had this past grow season versus what we had been having. So I don't know what was going on with like the bees and things over the last couple of years, but we just had not seen as many bees. But to that point, we had not seen as many snakes either. So I don't know like what was happening, but yeah, we have all of that type of stuff to plant back here so that we can bring as much as humanly possible.
Broke is
what are they laughing at so hard?
I am laughing at Broke because Broke is over here talking about he didn't know turkey. He said turkey have tails. Mind blown. Bro, come on, man. You see, look at the daggone Thanksgiving decoration. You don't see the big old flock of tail thing behind it, bro. Come on, guys. You knew they had tails. Broke is funny, man. T-Knox says I have garlic for chives and for bulbs. Yep, and that's what I'll be doing this season.
Okay.
He said, oh, okay. So Tina right in the same boat. She said, I didn't even know turkey had tails. Don't judge me. Y'all killing me today. That is terrible. That's funny. Y'all gave me a good laugh with that. All animals have tails. I would imagine every animal has a tail too. I'm trying to think of one. A snake, does that count? I mean, I technically
has a tail.
Yeah, it has a tail. Yeah, I would think everything. I'm gonna think on that and see if I can come up with one that doesn't have a tail. But I think you're right. That's probably a valid statement. I'm not gonna argue that one. And it looks like Farmer Q just did a golden beet harvest. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Yeah, I haven't grown golden beets yet. Have you grown the delicious golden boy beets?
So I have not. You know what I planted? I planted a bunch of radishes, and all from the same pack. All from the same pack now, but some of them are white and some of them are red.
I had the same thing happen with,
I don't know,
not only my radishes, but with my beets last year. And I think I caught it on video where I was pulling up the red Detroit beets, and one of the red Detroit beets came up as just a albino beet. It was good though. I thought that was pretty interesting.
I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I'm definitely probably going to pull them up tomorrow and then kind of check them out and see what they're about. I don't know if I've even left them too long. You know what, Turf? One of the things that I learned, 2020 grow season.
Okay.
And your brother.
My brother. Hello, brother.
I was watching your live with your brother. You were doing the no dig gardens for him.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, journaling for your garden. Yes. And I was like, you know what? That is a fantastic idea.
Because hardcore.
Yeah, I forget so much stuff. And like, I have no idea how many months those beets have been down there, but I pulled one today and I'm like, this is hard. This is really, really hard. And it was split down the side. I'm like, I just overshot it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's important. That's one of the things that I am doing. I now have a gardening journal, and I'm keeping up with my dates. I'm making sure that I'm reading my packages to, you know, if it says 60 days to harvest on there, I'm looking at 60 days and seeing where they are, so that, but I gotta write my dates down in order to get to that point. So,
right,
because I'm not gonna remember everything, you know, when I put this over here or that over there, if I don't have the dates. So that was one thing that I was like, really like, yeah, that is a great idea. I know for some people it's like, oh, that may be a little excessive, but I promise you, I'm not gonna remember when I put stuff down unless I did a video on it, and I can go back to the video and say, okay, I planted this on such and such date. And so that's literally how I remember. But, you know, I'm not going to video every single thing that I do. So I got to have that gardening journal. Just got to have it.
Right. Yeah. That gardening channel has been the gardening journal for him has been super helpful. And my brother, he's had a pretty good year. He's actually flipping his beds right now, harvesting the rest of his greens. He's kind of in the same situation as me, where I was so slow on allowing harvesting things because I wanted them to establish. I'm now at the point where I have a lot of food out there and I'm not eating it fast enough. So I'll be, you know, doing a harvest where I kind of just get everything out the garden, and then I'm going to bring it in the house, blanch it, freeze it, and then cook a nice bit of it, just so I can clear beds. So timing that out with the harvesting a lot more often, and thinking that I don't have as much as I really do. I had way more out there than I originally thought. And
so are you canning? Are you canning any of it? Have you broke out the American?
No, I haven't.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
I don't have enough volume. You know what I mean? I've used the water bath canner, and I do have my Presto. I have my Presto steam canner. You got that's the 941 I got in there. So I bought that for the future when I get I got double racks I can put in there and whatnot. So I got it. It's secured. It's tucked away right now, but I'm just not bringing enough volume for it. And then as far as canning up the collards and stuff like that, I wasn't going to go that route just because it's really easy to just blanch them and just put them to the side. They'll get ate up relatively quick. So those would be going a lot further. And I see Broke Farmer, you said you picked up the golden beets. So I actually picked up golden beets. Who told me? So they saw that I was really into the red Detroit beets. So they recommended me, it was Lady Cheryl. Lady Cheryl, she was like, the golden beets are way better. You know, if you think those red Detroit beets are good, wait till you try some golden beets. So the golden boy beets. So I picked up some golden boy beets. I haven't grown them yet, but I'll be doing it this spring and seeing how those come out. So I'm looking forward to trying to, apparently those are supposed to be sweeter than the red ones. And if that's the case, we're in there. I didn't even used to like beets. I used to just do the beet thing because I knew it was good for you. And my wife, she's always cold. So I try to pump her up with a whole bunch of beet juice so I can not have to feel her cold, very, very cold feet. But you know, come to turn out, we both love them. And to Love No's point, you eat too much of them, be careful because they'll drop your blood pressure. So eating.
My mom eats them. I didn't know it, but I recently found out that my mom eats them on a regular basis. She's like, I just cannot go without my beets. And I'm like, really? and she has this certain brand, you know, the ones that she eats are canned, you know, but she is just like, it has to be this particular brand, and she just loves them. She absolutely loves them. So I typically buy them by the bunch, you know, buy them fresh, you know, but hey, I may try to grow some because it's something that my husband definitely likes because of obviously the controlling the blood pressure type of thing. So and
they make a really good relish. And I'm gonna do that recipe again, and I will be canning that because I get enough beets when I do them. It's really easy for me to make that relish and can them up, and it stores really well. So I will be doing that again. That was pretty simple, and I can do that in the Presto. No need to break out the
Okay.
All-American canner. Unicorn Lady, I would advise you to grow your own beets and give it another shot, because I didn't like. I felt like when I tasted that beet out of my own garden, I felt like everything was a lie, and I didn't know what reality really was, because I was like, this is not what beets have tasted like in the past. So
Yeah.
Love Note says she ate so many carrots, she got her skin turned orange and she got beta carotene poisoning. My goodness.
Whoa.
That's a lot of carrots. Eco Silly, he said, I'm using the free calendar from the bank for my journal. That is funny. Here we go. I planted them, but having hearts, and I hope I like them. I hope you like them too. What else we got in here? I ordered them online. I like to juice them, apples, and they're delicious like that. Yeah, I used to juice them, and that's what I was planning on doing. But Lady Led was live, and someone asked her if she juiced a lot, because she was talking about her weight loss journey, and she said she didn't juice a lot, because you tend to, depending on the juicing method and the vegetable or fruit that you're dealing with, you can lose a lot of nutrients through the juicing process because of the heat and whatnot and all of the friction. So she said she tried to stay away from juicing, but she tried to eat most of her vegetables. And I was like, you know what? That's a good point. I mean, I knew that already, but it was just like resonated with me again. And with that, I was like, let me just try these beets. That's what made me try them, because I tried them after that live, and I don't regret it. So everything now, most of the time, I will eat it raw. Like, that's how I discovered I like okra raw. And if you've never tried okra raw, like, just give it a shot. I promise you. Like,
Wow.
Look, I gave some to my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
She was like, it's good. And I was like, okay, cool. She was like, it'd be even better with some ranch. And I
just defeated the whole purpose.
Right. Which had us dying. I was like, yeah, okay, nah, all right, cool. But I mean, she had a good point. I thought about it. I was like, it would be bomb with some ranch, but yeah. Okra raw is bomb.
I know it would be.
Yeah, it is bomb. You said recipe, please. Are you talking about recipe for the beet radish? So the beet relish recipe. This is the recipe I use. If you have the Ball's canning guide, the canning book guide, if you have that recipe, if you have that book, in that book there is a recipe for a beet relish. All I did different was I took the horseradish, I threw the horseradish out, and I brought ginger in. So I swapped out the horseradish for ginger, and it gives you like this tangy layer to it, but it still gives you a nice little kick that the horseradish would have gave you. And I think it's way better than what it would have been if I would have just went with horseradish. So I pulled the horseradish out. And the reason why I didn't do the horseradish is because I didn't have it, but I had ginger. So I was like, I'm just going to use ginger, because in my mind, radish gives it a kick. Ginger can give it a kick if I put enough, and it's probably going to taste better with the ginger, because you got that tangy sweetness to it too. And it came out phenomenal. So, give that.
And so do you, for your beet leaves, do you use those?
Yeah, so depending on if the leaves are in good shape, I'll take those and either throw them in a smoothie, or I'll just eat them in a salad raw. I didn't cook them. I either threw them in a smoothie. I've heard of people juicing them. I think Love Notes even said something about juicing them. But
I've juiced them before. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Or maybe it was you that said something about juicing them.
I hadn't told anybody, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My husband and I, we juiced the entire thing. So yeah.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah, most of the nutrients get stripped when you're juicing. Yeah, unless you're using the what's it called, masticator juicer, which is just like an intense presser, I guess. It's like a cold press type thing. It doesn't heat it up. You maintain most of your nutrients with that type. But it's still, let me tell you this, if you juiced out of your garden, that's still better than any juice you buy out the store.
Yeah.
Hands down. So
without all the added sugar too.
Right.
But I think that's a good point, is that You lose also the roughage, that your colon needs to be clean when you're juicing. I know it'll still make you go, but like still having that and making sure that you're getting all the fiber that there is to get out of the whole plant. I just found that, just like you, when you grow things yourself, that's the very reason I am growing Brussels sprouts right now. Because let me tell you, I hate Brussels sprouts. Every Brussels sprouts that I have ever gotten from a store has been disgusting, and I hated it. But my friend said, my friend said, look, you have to try to grow these yourself, because I'm telling you, they're so good. And I'm like, no, they're not. They are disgusting. And so I was like, yeah, you're right. Let me try and grow them myself and then see if my opinion changes of it. I feel the same way about asparagus. Yes, I know it's great for you and yada, yada, but it's just, it's not my thing. It's not delicious. It's not even close to it.
Hi.
And so and as a matter of fact, when we were buying seeds today, my husband, I don't know if he picked them up or not, but he was saying something about the asparagus. And I was like, yeah, that's nasty. So I didn't want it. But
yeah. Asparagus, my little brother, he loves asparagus. Asparagus is his jam. Wow. Love notes. Bush okra is a more productive plant. You know what? Another okra I saw is knockout okra. Go outside. Go ahead, mama. And Farmer Q, thank you for that lovely donation. What do you say? Chat pops within this live community. I love it. I always leave Terse lives with new insights and good ideas. Gigi is a garden goddess. Boom, boom.
Thank you, Farmer Q. See, I knew me and Farmer Q were going to be friends from the beginning. I knew it.
There you go. Big okra is tough in fibers. Yep. Yeah, Farmer Q, you want to get them jokers young. I like mine about that 4-inch range. I like mine about the 4, unless you want to do nuggets, catch them when they're about 2 to 3 inches. But I like mine around 4 inches long. That's about the sweet spot for me. Once they get about 6 inches long, they're starting to get fibrous for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I got to keep that in mind too, because I definitely want to grow some okra for.
Yeah, and babe, can you grab me the okra out the garage? I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Lady Led, actually, she showed you in the video, but this is something that I did that I never did a video on it. I'll show it to you guys real quick. But okra, when they get away from you, don't think it's wasted. All you got to do is take them. I like to get you some twine. You can run it through the stem of the okra. And I just hung this in my garage.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
They're loaded with seeds. So I let them dry through the winter. They just been hanging out in there. I didn't even bother cutting them out of this or taking them out of this. They're protected. They're happy. They dried out. The seeds are in here. And
that's cool.
Then I'll wait until, really all you need is one. There's so many seeds in this one.
I can imagine.
Good. Yeah, you'll be good. All you need is one. But this is what I did. I just ran it through there and let them hang. They dried out, and it's super easy win. Save you some seeds, save you some money.
So in other words, you can share is what you're really trying to tell Gigi.
I'll be sharing. I'll be sharing, guys. Don't worry. I'll be sharing. Love notes. Yeah, sweet potatoes for the leaves. That's cool. I'm gonna be playing with some stuff this summer. I'm not going to do the sweet potatoes because I really want the potatoes themselves. But I will get on those leaves, but they take up so much space, and you guys know I'm strapped for space, so I got to use my space. I got to use my space.
And let me tell you what I did for my sweet potatoes, because if you saw any of my earlier videos, they were everywhere. The leaves were everywhere. So all I did was take them at some point, and I just put them back into that one 2x4 area, whatever that is, whatever size that area is where I was growing them. I put them back, because they were running all over my yard. And so I grabbed the leaves and I just threw them back in on themselves. And what they'll do is they'll find their way down to the soil. So
Right.
they'll just grow more and more in that one spot. I just wish I had planted them earlier and properly fertilized. I would have had a really, really nice harvest had I
Right.
done that.
Right.
And
That's
so I'm
important.
definitely going to have an area where I just devote just to my sweet potatoes because they are fantastic.
Right.
They are fantastic.
Right.
Like I have, can you turn down, baby? I have, eaten a number of the potatoes that I harvested, and they are really fantastic. They are much better than the larger potatoes. And that was one thing that Clausen World said also. She was like, we are in America, we are like, everything has to be big, everything has to be huge, but you're going to have so much better flavor to the vegetables when you don't allow them to get very, very large. So that's one thing I'm keeping in mind as well when I go back to grow them. Don't try to just let them, get the size of your arm or anything. You can get them when they are younger. Now, if they just happen to get bigger, then that's fine too. But I definitely want to not let them get incredibly large like that because they are so flavorful when they are smaller.
Right. Right. I agree. So a few people had to slip out on us.
Okay.
Where'd she go? It was Joy, Miss Joy. Miss Joy,
Yeah.
you have a good evening. Thank you for being
Suzette.
here.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Then who else just left? Oh yeah, our cousin gotta go. We'll talk to you later, bro. You
Bye,
have a good
cousin.
evening. And who else just took off? I think somebody else just took off. Sue, my sister Sue, she had to go. All right, I
Okay.
appreciate y'all being here. I know we've kept you here for a while. We're gonna wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
I agree. No Brussels blasphemy. Hey, BB, thank you for being here. She said roasted in red wine, crushed almond, look delicious. Yeah, that roasted red one. Yeah, you just not doing it right. Asparagus is my brother's jam. You go to his house, and one of the meals that you will have at his house will always have asparagus. He hasn't grown any yet himself because he doesn't know if he's staying where he's at, and he understands how long that takes. But
yeah.
Yeah. What else we got?
I mean, I may try it myself, but yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
met any that I like so far.
Yeah, the trellis. I understand that I can trellis the sweet potato leaves, and I will end up doing that when I get to where I'm going. I just don't. I have a plan in my head planned out to how I want to execute it, and sweet potato leaves just aren't on the menu. There's some other stuff that I want to give a shot because I'm fairly confident I will like sweet potato leaves. I'm more interested in growing something that I don't know if I like to see if I need to get rid of the rest of the seeds, just give them away to somebody else. So I'm doing a few more experiments, and then when I get to where I'm going, sweet potatoes will definitely be on the menu. Oh, thanks, Aunt Linda. I appreciate the donation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, T-Nog.
Yeah, you just have to cook the big ones for like 2 hours. Yeah, Clausen World, you must have just talked her up, unless I missed her.
I did. I guess I did.
Hey, Clausen, how you doing? She said, facts, plus in Europe, the produce is smaller. I can attest to that. Myself and Clausen both spent a little bit of time in Europe. So the vegetables just tend to be smaller over there than you get here, and then everything's big like in Texas. So that's crazy. Hey, Nadine, Farm Stories. Nadine. So y'all have heard me mention Nadine and Farm Stories a few times. She's the one who was pumping so much food out of 1,000 square foot garden. She couldn't eat it all. Like she was literally giving away baskets of food. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like an amazing 3 months because we didn't buy produce for like a whole 3-4 months, did we, baby? Like Nadine was hooking it up. But Nadine just got her some bangles, y'all. That's pretty cool. And so if you want to check that out, I think she even shared a little video on it. You go check that out. Bengals are running around in her house doing the daggone thing. So can you, Toya? Yes, you can grow sweet potatoes in containers. You absolutely can.
That's how I grew my first ones.
Right.
They were in containers.
Gigi's done it. Miss Craft has done it. Lady Cheryl has done it. Who else has done it? Sapper, Ession's Garden Family. I've
Yeah.
seen them successfully do it. Grow Family Network has done it. I
Yeah.
think TNOG has done it. Like a lot of these gardeners in here. Clausen, she's done it. And the best thing about doing it in the container, Toya, is even if you don't get your root, even though you don't get that tuber that you're looking for, you still get the leaves, because they were sauteing them leaves up, and it was like, from what I understand, it's like a more flavorful spinach. So
and it is, and the thing, I tried it raw because I like to try things in its raw state so that I'll know for certain like what this tastes like.
right.
And then it also gives me an idea too of what I want to season with.
Exactly.
So I tried the sweet potato leaves raw, and raw, it got a little bit mushy on me raw, like a little almost slimy almost.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely similar to what you would, the palette of a spinach. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree. Lion Crest, Farmer Q, he said winter squash varieties are slept on. Listen, I think the only summer squash I am a huge fan of, myself particularly, is patty pan squash. All the other squashes, I'd rather have acorn, butternut, spaghetti, and what is that? I think I named them all. Acorn, butternut, and spaghetti squash. Yeah, those are my jams. Like I'm squashed out with yellow neck, crook neck squash. I ate too much of it as a kid. I'm good there. Zucchini.
And see, I'm a zucchini girl.
I can live without zucchini,
Yeah, I love zucchini.
I would probably start growing zucchini when we get to where we're going, because my wife, she bakes. She's really good at that. So I would like zucchini bread.
Yeah.
And then I think I want to try the Kushwa squash that Homestead Heart raves about. Kusha squash, I believe, is what I'd never seen it before, heard it, but she really likes it. So I'm gonna give that a swing eventually somewhere down the line and see what that tastes like. But I'm definitely more of a fan of the cool season squash for sure. Cheryl Ware, thank you for being here this evening. You have a great evening. Thanks you for checking in for sure. I think Farm Story. Nadine, did you just drop a video of your little of your fur babies that you got? She just dropped the video, so I wonder if she just threw something up on the of the Bengals that she has. I think that's really.
I'm gonna have to go check that out. I know they're cute.
She's got Bengals, man. Oh, what's going on? My man. Oh my goodness, why is your name fleeting my brain right now? But the Lawn Care Life in Missouri. Hey, how you doing, brother? Good to see you here. Here, not here. Oh, okay, I get what you were saying. Clausen, I got you. What else we got? Have a great night, guys. Renee, you're checking out. I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Take care.
Kusha, patty pan squash, Cherokee Tanes. I'll eat the rest. I'll eat the rest they can have. Cherokee Tanes. Look, I got to get on another squash now. I'm gonna go check it out. Good night, Nadine. Yeah, okay, so you did. Yeah. Y'all go check out those Bengals. She got those Bengals running around in her property. See, at first I thought she was getting the Bengals because she got some big birds on her property that fly around. So I thought she was getting the Bengals to lead them outside so they can go to town and take care of some light work for her. But she literally just got them because she really liked the cats. They're super active. They're just curious about any and everything. When I was watching the video of them, they were acting like dogs. You know how like little when dogs go to a new location and they just got to sniff, they got to pace back and forth, sniff and check everything out.
Yeah.
That's what their behavior reminded me of, which is when I knew that I wouldn't have the patience for those things. Go sit down somewhere. So, but I think it's really cool to watch them. They look cute. They're adorable. What else did I see? I didn't have reading glasses. I can't see the screen. You funny. Is your dinner time? Okay. I'll say all right. Yeah, I've kept you here long enough. Gigi, let the people know where they can find you. What's coming up in here in the very near future, and just talk to the people. Take us out of here.
So you can find me obviously on here at GG Naturals Homestead. You can also find me. I just started a brand new Facebook page. And so you can join that group. It is actually called Gardening with GG.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to be pretty much sticking to gardening on that page. And so, send me a request and let me know, when you join, like who you are, like where did you come from? Because on Facebook, obviously, our real names are on there. So if you come over, just let me know that, you're from the YouTube channel, you saw me. I also I'm coming up on my 1,500 subscribers. And so I'll be doing a giveaway for the 1,500 subscribers.
Okay.
And so I would just say, share out the videos. If you enjoy the content, share it out on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever you are. And just stay tuned. Like I'm excited to be doing some brand new beds and trying new stuff that I've never tried before. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited and willing to share the videos as well.
Yeah.
And one last thing, I have merch. I have merch.
Got the merch. I need to put my order in. That's what I'm talking. I don't order Nick Thomas. He just dropped these. He's like something about my hoes love my twigs and berries or something like that. The shirt is hilarious. And it's a really cool graphic designer. So I picked up his shirt, and then our cousin, your cousin, everybody cousin Broke, he just dropped his merch too. So I picked up my internet cousin shirt the other day. So yeah, I just going to check that merch out. I'm gonna go get me a GG Natural shirt.
Yeah, it's on Teespring at GG-Naturals-Homestead. So teespring.com/stores/GG-Naturals-Homestead.
Right. And when I find it, I'll add it to the link in the description, because I think in the description there's a link to my merch store. So I'll go ahead and throw her link in her merch store as well if you're interested in checking that out and catching a replay. But yeah, so there was one last thing that I was going to say. Oh no, someone had a really good question. They said, Gigi, are you planning on reopening your shop anytime soon?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. And I've gotten that question often. And yeah, I'm not planning on opening it anytime soon. Simply because I don't have that kind of time. Like I tried it out this couple of hours here. But when I get off of here, I gotta go write a paper that's due tomorrow. Right. So my time is just very, very limited, and I don't have time for like product making, for other people anymore. Like we're living off of, some of the stuff that I've made. And so, yeah, I really don't have the time nor the desire right now for it. And that's the same reason that I put my merch on Teespring, because I just don't have time. Like I'm not even making my own shirt. I'm ordering it from Teespring. So
right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's, maybe in a couple years, guys, maybe when she gets to move to the new property, she's done a whole bunch of learning, because this lady stays in school, she stay learning. Maybe in the future we might see it come back. But for right now, we all just gotta
I'm kind of burned out with it, because I put like, I've been making soap for like 7 years now. So
wow.
I think I got kind of in the last few years, I really like kicked it up a notch. I was doing tons of trade shows and things like that. And so I think I'm just kind of, for now, I'll just say, and I'll never like to say never, but for now, I'm just kind of done with it. So
yeah. It was a beautiful chapter in your life. And
I can walk through my house without product being lined up on both walls.
There you go. There you go. So lastly, guys, I always give you a sneak peek into what's coming next. And what's coming next is Monday. We will be going live again So enjoy your Sunday. Monday we'll be going live again. It'll be the last live for a while. I won't be coming back with another live until the 30th. I won't be telling you who's coming on the 30th, but I'll tell you don't want to miss it. And I'll let you know who's coming in on the 30th on Monday when I sit down and have this won't be an interview per se. Of course, you'll get to hear a little bit of feedback about the young man. I really like him. He's very new to the community, but we all can see that he has a lot of potential. And I want to bring him on. I would just want to see what else is going on in his head. And really, I just want to have a conversation about gardening. We're just going to kick back. Maybe I'll rack off one of these wines that I got going on. Give me a nice.
I was just about to say we have wine coming. Wine coming in March.
Give me a nice glass of wine in my hand and kick back and have a conversation with Farmer Q. Lion Crest Outdoor. We're going to sit back. I like that young man. We're going to sit back and we're just going to have a conversation. You'll learn a little bit more about him. I didn't realize you guys didn't know what I did in the Army. So a few people, they were like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was your job. And I was like, really? I thought I said it. So you might learn something else about me and learn something else about him. But really, we're just going to kick back and kind of like what the last hour of this has been. We just been talking about gardening, our plans, our tactics, and our approach to it. It should be a good little chat. If you got some questions, we might be able to answer them for you. Lion Crest has been gardening a bit longer than myself, but we both have a knack for digesting a lot of information, whether it is we see it from other YouTubers or from books. And then we just like kind of, going back and forth on different theories, and we're not afraid to try new things. So I'm looking forward to the chat with this young man. I say young man like I'm like 10 years older than him or something. but nevertheless, I'm looking forward to that chat. And I hope that you guys are available to join us Monday, early afternoon sometime. So thank you for being here. I appreciate all your support. Thank you, Gigi, for giving us your time to share the things that you know, the things that you've experienced, your life as a gardener. And what's up, Gigi? Back to our Roots Homestead. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, back to our roots.
And we're going. I gotta reach out to you back to our Roots Homestead. We gotta do some chatting. I'm gonna shoot you an email. Hopefully, you got it in your about section. But that's another cool channel out there that has a very special vibe to it. If you go check it out and you pay attention, she won't tell you who she is, but she's a very prominent.
I know who she is because she was like one of my idols when I was coming through playing basketball and stuff.
Right. So that's a good hint right there. Go check her out. That's it's really cool what they're doing over there. So that pretty much wraps it up. You know where to find Gigi. Of course, you know where to find me. I appreciate you giving us 2.5 hours of your time. These lives have gone longer than I had planned the last two, but nevertheless, we had a good time. We all learned something. We all took something away. So
thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night and take care.